Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about CSMA/CD. What does that mean? It stands for Carrier Sense Multiple Access. And then the CD stands for Collision Detection. What does all that mean? A carrier, in our case, is a signal, a constant signal present on the medium, right? So a hum or a buzz, right? Are we connected, right? So think of it as a charge or a current, right, that is running through the wire at all times. It's not data, it's just a charge. Sense means, can we sense that charge? Right, detect it. Do we have connectivity? Yes, we do. Okay. Multiple access means more than one node, right? So two, okay? Collision detection refers to when two nodes try to communicate at the same time, right? Same time, right? So CSMA/CD, carrier sense, do I hear a signal? Am I able to transmit? Multiple access, I'm not the only one listening. Collision detection, is anyone else talking? If I sent at the same time they did, oops, that's a collision, right? So to sort of illustrate that, I'm going to give you a Mr. Kozman channel where it's all Kozman all the time here. I'm going to use a human conversation to illustrate what that means, okay? So I'm going to walk you through that. I'm going to let you watch that conversation once, and then we'll go back and see what it is I'm trying to illustrate. All right? So let's start with the conversation. Hello. Hi there. You seem like a nice guy. You want to get some lunch? Sure. What do you like to eat? Ham sandwiches are my favorite. I love ham sandwiches. Well, there's a ham sandwich shop. You know where there's a good one? There's one right around the corner. Buddy's Pizza and Pasta. Sorry, Buddy's Pizza. I know it well. Okay, let's go. Okay, so what was going on there? Let's take a look. All right, let me get back to the blank spot here. All right. So we have two people who are having a conversation. Pretty normal thing to do, right? We both wait when you're in a conversation with me. We both wait for the other one to start talking or to stop talking, right? We sense this, right? What's the carrier? Eye contact, right? We make visual contact. We're ready for a conversation. Who's starting first, okay? So one person starts, the other person waits, and then responds. Simple, right? So that's illustrating carrier sense, right? Are you ready to talk? All right. Are you ready? Well, yes, I am. Okay, so let's begin the conversation, right? And it goes, one person at a time. That's your multiple access, right? If you have a conversation with more than two people, same rules still apply. One person gets to talk at a time. So multiple access. What was the part that was the collision? Well, let's take a look. See if we can find it here. And here we are. Okay. They both notice that they're talking at the same time. So what do? They choose a time to wait, right? So I represented that with 3 seconds for me on the left and 4 seconds for me on the right, just like a Twix bar, right? So I just picked a random time. I'll wait to see if he talks. That's long enough for me. I'll start again, right? That's pretty much how conversations go. That's exactly what CSMA does, right? Once they detect that two people were trying to talk at the same time, they choose a random amount of time to wait, and usually it's in milliseconds, not seconds. They choose a random amount of time to wait. No more transmissions? Great, I'll go, and they send. Since everyone's choosing a random time, it's unlikely two people will start talking together again. Though we've had that in conversations, haven't we? Where we stop, and then we start, and we stop. It's the verbal equivalent of trying to pass someone in the hallway, and you both go left and right at exactly the same time and end up laughing at each other. Same exact thing. We detect that there's somebody else on the line, and we pick a random amount of time, and then we begin the conversation again. So we'll take this back one more time here. I told you you're going to be bored with me.
Hello.
Hi there. You seem like a nice guy. You want to get some lunch? Sure. What do you like to eat? Ham sandwiches are my favorite. I love ham sandwiches. Right? So the conversation's going one at a time. Fairly simple. Well, there's a ham sandwich shop. You know where there's a good one? There's one right around the corner. Buddy's boom. Collision, right? Now, collisions only occur or normally occur on networks that use hubs, right? Why? Because a hub is really just a junction for a whole bunch of nodes. It's as if they're all sharing one big wire, right? So a hub works similarly to a bus, right? And that all those wires look independent, but they all meet up in the hub and they all get joined together, right? So it is possible that two machines, left me and right me, can both send a signal at exactly the same time, and you end up with a collision. So they have to choose a random amount of time to wait and then transmit again, right? In modern day networks, we replace hubs with switches. So a switch, every computer or every node, gets its own channel, its own path, right? The switch receives the message and saves it until it's ready to transmit it on. And it does that with each particular device, right? It is a smart hub. So the machines can send information as often or as frequently as they want, for the most part, and the switch holds it back and transmits only one at a time. So it will hold all the information and then pass it on when it's ready, as opposed to the machine having to sense the collision. So in switches, collisions rarely occur unless there's something wrong, right? We do away with collisions in a switch. So even though Csma Cd is an important concept to understand because it talks about carriers and the ability to communicate over a wire, it's not used very much because we've improved the technology, right? So switches take over what Csma Cd used to do because it avoids collisions entirely. Literally one wire per node, as opposed to a hub, which was every node has access to the same central wire, right? It is still an important concept, and we'll see it evolves into what's known as CSMA/CA, collision avoidance. And you'll see this in Wi-Fi networks, okay? So just to give you some idea of what Csma Cd does, okay? If you have any questions, you know where I'm at.